Okay, this is the GEMS overview for review for the 2017-2018 grant cycle, and these screens will help you navigate through the system. I'll give you a few little tips and tricks. Sorry about that. You will also receive or would have received attached to this email a reviewer manual as well that will help navigate. So for new users, this is where you will want to pay attention here. If you have already registered in the system, you can kind of skip ahead to the conflict of interest update. But for new registration, this is where you start. So down here at the bottom, you'll see here is the website to go to. It's affiliategrants.coma.org. This is the login screen. So what you'll do is you'll click here for register now. And registration, anything that has the little pink star next to it is a required field. If there is a pink go box next to it, once you select your option here in the drop-down menu, you need to hit the pink go button so that because what it does is it filters through options below. So for your position, you will click on reviewer, hit go, then you'll go to the affiliate state, you'll hit the drop-down menu, select Utah, hit go, then it will populate the affiliate. There's only one affiliate here in the state. Some states have multiple affiliates, but here in Utah we only have the one. So you'll select Utah affiliate, hit go, and then organization, you are going to select the Komen, Utah, or Komen, Salt Lake City. I'm not sure how it's referenced in here. I'll be honest, I haven't done this before. It's either Komen, Utah, Susan G. Komen, Utah, or Susan G. Komen, Salt Lake City affiliate. Because you're not representing the organization that you currently work for. You are a reviewer, and you are representing our organization. I hope that makes sense. So just select Komen, Utah, or Komen, Salt Lake City. Then hit go. Then you will create a username and a password and confirm your password. Then you will come here and it will ask you about your place of employment, your job title, any experience you have had. It's a little bit similar to the application that you filled out that was on our website, but this is just very quickly to go into this particular system. Then it will take you to a conflict of interest page. So here you'll see, and because this is a slide, it's not active, but in the system there is a link here to the conflict of interest acknowledgement form. So basically it just walks you through what is a conflict of interest, as well as it talks about the code of ethics for reviewing. So that will kind of give you a sense on if you need to report a specific conflict of interest. The date should be today's date, or the date that you are in the system, and then you'll note whether you have a conflict of interest or no. So if yes, then you will come down here, you'll do a drop-down menu, and let's say you work for the University of Utah. You can click down here, find the University of Utah, and then in the notes section say, I work in this department of the university. Is not necessarily connected to any applicant that is within that organization, but you can note that you do indeed work for the organization as a whole. Or maybe you volunteer with one of the organizations, like maybe Cancer Wellness House, that you are a volunteer for that organization. Then you would note, you'd select Cancer Wellness House in the drop down, and then in the note section say, I'm a volunteer social worker at Cancer Wellness House. Then it doesn't show up on this slide, but there is a spot up at the top it would be up at the top over here that is save. Oops, sorry about that. And then you would be done saving your registration. You will get an email saying that your registration has been submitted. I will get an email saying that it has been submitted. Then I will go in and approve it. And then you will get once I have done that, you'll get an email that says your access has been granted. And then, and it says here, if you try to access it before it's been approved, you'll get an error message. But I try to get those approved fairly quickly, so hopefully that won't be an issue. Then you would go back to the affiliate grant page, which is right here, and you would be able to log in and proceed with review, which we'll get to in just a second. For those of you who are returning and already have a username and password, this is how you update your conflict of interest. We have to have this updated every single year because, again, associations change. You might have a new volunteer position. You might have gotten a new job. We need to have this updated every year. So you would go to affiliategrants.common.org, sign in, and then you would click here at My Conflicts of Interest. Click on that, and it'll bring up this page, and it's a search page. You don't have to put anything here. All you have to do is hit execute because it will bring up it will just bring up your previous conflict of interest form. So you'll get a little results box that looks like this. So what you would do is click on the name of your conflict of interest form, and then you would get to this menu. And from this menu, you're going to change the status of your conflict of interest form, because right now it's saying COI verified. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on change the status or view status options, and then you'll get this option to say apply status under updates in process. So you'll click on this apply status, and once you do that, the screen will change. But then what you want to do to get back to that menu is just click on the document name right here, and that will take you back to that menu page. Because what you're going to need to do next, so this is the menu page. Again, you'll see that the status has changed to updates in process. Then you're going to go into your view forms. And this doesn't show the whole page, but that's change status is right underneath that. So just so you get a sense of what page that you're supposed to be on. So you're going to view forms, and it's going to say here conflict of interest declaration. So you'll see here there's a 4. That means this has been updated 4 times for this particular person. What you're going to do is you'll click on conflict of interest declaration. Then you need to hit add. So you click add, and it will bring you up to a blank conflict of interest. You'll put the date in, and you'll see here, affiliate, which affiliate it is. You'll say either yes, I have a conflict, same thing as when you did to begin with when you first registered. You would come down here, review all of the organizations, and put notes in. So again, if you worked for the University of Utah, or you want to note that, or if you volunteer for an organization like Cancer Wellness House, you would select them as an organization, say I'm a volunteer. So fill all of that out. Back up at the top, there is the save button, which is next to the add one. So you would hit save. And, oh, here it is. So you click save here. And then once you've hit saved, you can go back to that menu again by clicking on the name here. So click on the name. That will take you back to this page. Once again, you're going to have to change the status because right now you're still in updates in process. So in order for me to see it, you have to go back and change the status option again. So you start by changing the status. You go in and update it. Then you have to change the status again and say verification required. You would apply the status here, and then that's the end of that. It will come to me. I can go in and review it and get it taken care of. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Again, all of these steps are in the manual that you will have received attached to the email that had a link to this recording. Now I'm going to quickly go through as quickly as I can reviewing the application in GeMS. So you've registered, you got all your conflict of interest statements done, everything, you will log into the system, and from your home page, you'll have a section called My Tasks. So you would open up your My Tasks bar, so that's kind of what it looks like. You click on that, and you will have either 6 or 7 applications in your task list. So what you want to do is you will click on the name of the application. If you click on the organization, it'll take you to organizational information, which is not what you need at this point. What you want is the name of the application, and it's kind of a weird looking little document that the system generates for it. You click on that, then this application menu should look familiar to your conflict of interest menu. So you'll see here the application, this is the organization, your role is reviewer, the current status is the application review is required, and it will have dates here as well. This is where you're going to spend the most of your time. Actually, I think for you all of the time. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on View Forms, and then you'll see here at the top there is a link to the application for the RFA, so the RFA information, so you can pull that up if you need to kind of look at what our rules around applying for funding entails. But each one of these is a page in the application. So the project profile talks about the organization, how many employees they have, letters of recommendation, things along those lines. The organization summary will have additional information, including actually, you know what, I apologize, I think the letters of recommendations and things are in the organization summary page. Anyway, so there's information there. The project priorities and abstract, so this is where they would select the priority that they're trying to meet, and then there will be an abstract for the project. Then the project narrative that is broken out into those categories of impact, program design, monitoring, evaluation, all of those things that are mentioned in the previous or in the other recorded training. Then the target demographics, and then their work plan, so their goals and objectives. So these are all here. You can click on them, read through, and sorry about that. Little pop-up window there. And let me go back up because it doesn't show this here, but underneath here there are other pages, and those are all of the budget pages. And underneath as well, underneath all of this is once you click on a page, so if you click on a project profile page, you'll see that page come up. I have all the information. Then all of these pages will show up at the bottom. So you don't have to navigate back out of that page. You can just scroll to the bottom and then click on the project and priorities page, and that will take you to that page without having to get in and out. So it's an easy way to navigate. And at the bottom, and it's only from this particular page that you can get here. That's the one caveat. So what you can scroll through all of the pages of the application, but you have to go back to the main page in order to get here. So peer review is where you're going to score the application and put in your notes. So you click on peer review, you'll see here there is a link to those scoring anchors, which was mentioned in the other recording, which is what a score of 1 means versus 7. And so that's the range. So that will be linked here. In order to access the review panel or the review page, you would have to click here on Review Panel. And what that does then is it brings up another page, and here is the information on how you are meant to score and what questions to ask in regards to the application in order to score it. So question 1 is, what are the strengths of the program application? What are the weaknesses? Would you recommend funding? And then there is a text box here, and it has up to 2,000 characters that you can put in for notes. And again, so the next one is impact, and these are those scoring criteria. So in impact, will this have a substantial positive impact in the affiliate service area? Things along those lines. So all of those questions that you want to think about are here for you. Then you'll assess a score and provide notes. And we do ask that you provide feedback, particularly if it's a low score, so that we can provide that feedback to the organization for the future. It is helpful for them to have some constructive criticism of their program so that they can improve for the future, particularly if they do not receive funding. So I want to show you a little trick as well. To print this particular page so that you have all of the categories, so maybe you want to take notes as you're reviewing the applications. So you can come here first, again, click on that review, peer review, then the review panel up in the right-hand corner. Then what you do is you can just type a couple of little characters here, hit save at the top, and it will save your review panel for you. Then what you can do is come back to this, close your review panel, close out of the review panel, come here to click here to generate review panel questions report. You can't click on that before you have created it and saved it. So you have to do that little piece first, then come here and then you click on that and it will bring up a page for you to print so that you can print it out and take notes as you're reviewing, and you'll have all of those questions in front of you. Hopefully that makes sense. So once you have gone through and done all of your review, in the very last one, we ask that you put the word complete into the text box so that we know you are done with that application. So that means you're not planning on coming back and adding anything or changing anything. Make sure that when you're done to type complete in that box. And then hit save. And I will tell you, save often. This system, it says it times out after 45 minutes. I don't think it takes that long. So as you're going through each one of these, if you're typing each one of these individually, hit save on a regular basis. Especially if you're maybe going back and looking at things and coming back, make sure you hit save. Do not ever close out without hitting save, otherwise it will not save your work. Then, like I said, once you've saved everything and you're done, click close review panel, and then you'll go through all of these steps for all of the applications that you are reviewing. And if you'd like, once you've completed everything, you can send me an email just to let me know that you are finished. That would be helpful. So on top of printing the questions, you can also print the whole application. Some people prefer to work off of paper versus online. So here is how you would do that. So you would go into, from this menu where you would go in and view edit complete forms, you have an option here to view management tools. So you would click on that, and then there's a list of options, but at the very top it says create a full print version. So if you click on that, it will create a PDF that you can then print and take notes on, and read on tracks or wherever it is that if you don't want to read it on your computer. So that is an option. Helpful hints, again, you have a reviewer manual, and it's fairly straightforward, and I feel like it flows pretty well, so it should be able to answer your questions and help. If you do find yourself stuck, don't be afraid to contact me. I'm happy to help. Click Save repeatedly to save your scores, and each time, again, for each box, each text box that you're typing, make sure you hit save when you're done typing that particular box. And if you're taking some time in between, make sure that you save on a regular basis. There are little boxes that have a plus sign on them. They're little first aid kits. If you hover over those, help contact is available for those. Use the back button within the system to return to a previous page. It works better than using your browser back button. And again, it says the system logs out after 45 minutes, but yeah, I don't think it takes that long. And if and when it says no activity, it doesn't mean typing, it means save activity. So if you're not saving or changing screens or things along those lines, it will time out. Contact me with any questions. My name, again, is Leanne, and the phone number is listed here, 733-4815, and my email address is lpeters@comanutah.org. I am happy to answer questions, and if you want to come in and meet or talk to go through any of this, I am open to that as well. Again, thank you so much for your time, for your willingness to help us. We seriously could not do what we do without the help of the community. And so we are very, very, very grateful for your support. Thank you so much.